fur that it's made from, we have thousands of cats that rub all over it, and then we spray that so that the fur stays there.
Oh, how very ingenious.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's why it's so expensive, of course.
Well, of course, because people complain about getting cat hair everywhere. Well, we decided to use that to our advantage. So this is a very rare coat you've got.
How very responsible.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
Well, having the PETA people throw paint at our coats was just a little sad.
When when I was a teenager, we went on a family trip to New York City, and it was my mom, my dad, me, and my two brothers. We're all fairly close in age, and my mom, she had old school fur coat, and we're walking down the street, and we're going this way, and anti-fur march is going this way, and she's walking through, and my mom is super nervous that they're going to throw paint at her. And like me and my brothers, like we should be good children and like be worried about my mom, but we just thought it was the funniest thing. And I think all of us were leaning on the side of hoping that she would get paint thrown on her just because we would think it would be absolutely hysterical. So we were terrible sons, but that's what adolescent boys do.
So
And
these PETA people are everywhere. I think it would be interesting and safer. It's so expensive. If you'd sew a sign saying no cats were harmed to make this coat.
I think that's an excellent idea. Our entire family has worked on this. We raised the cats ourselves, except for
Excellent.
the sons. Our boys are not really good about this. You'd think they'd be good kids, but they're not. I mean, they tend to, cause a little trouble. But we will. I think this is a wonderful idea, and I think that that's going to be an excellent way.
And I'll pick it up next Tuesday.
Oh,
Edit. Judy.
How come the animals all like you? I don't get it. I'm nice to them, but our cats, our dogs, even the fish seem to like you better.
Of course they like me. I have an animalistic nature. They're drawn to me.
Yeah, and I was drawn to you for that too. And, I've stuck with you now for 6 years based on that. But still, I wish I could get them to like me too.
Well, there's a couple of things that you could do to make that happen. You could feed them. You could take them out. You could pet them. You could pay attention to them. Okay? That's how it works.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen, I'll try it. But the last time I tried to pet Louis, he bit me. I mean, he drew blood.
Yeah, Louis like that.
Oh, yeah?
Louis will bite you.
when I was a kid, we had this cat, Tiger Kitty, and he would love to be petted. He'd sit in your lap and you'd pet and pet and pet. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he'd had enough. He would roll over, wrap all of his legs and claws around your arm. He wouldn't sink his claws in, they'd be just on the surface, and he would bite you, but he still wouldn't break the skin. Now, it was fine if you were family because we knew and you just stop and held really still. But we always had to warn guests. If the cat, like, puts out his claws or tries to bite, just don't move because he won't break the skin. And people didn't really like that very much.
Listen, I have a confession. I'm actually afraid of your cats.
As you should be. They don't like you. Yeah, these aren't actually my cats. These are the cats that have been left behind by the tenants that moved away, that left their cats behind, and they come to live here. And it's enough. Now there's that crazy cat lady on the second floor, right? She's got 14 cats up there. The other tenants are complaining about the smell. I need you to go up there and tell her she's got to get rid of some of those cats.
14 cats?
Yeah, can you do that?
I don't.
Yes, ma'am. We've had a complaint about the cats that you have in your apartment. I've heard that there are as many as 14, and I need to ask you a couple questions about your cats. Yes.
And you're from
Yes, I am from the
the
animal.
health department?
No, I am from the Animal Control Inspector and Education Department.
Oh, thank God you're here. My animals are completely uneducated. If you would give them lessons, I'd be able to control them so much better.
Ma'am, you don't understand how that works. Your
No,
cats aren't supposed
clearly
to have.
I don't understand. I have no control over these 14 creatures. I'd love for you to put some controls in.
Well, we really have a cat school that is totally full right now. So I have to inform you that you will have to go on a waiting list, and it's going to take about a year. And in the meantime, you need to home educate these cats.
Excellent, excellent. Will you send a home educator in to help me? Or is this the sort of thing they do over Zoom? My cats
Yes,
love Zoom.
it would have to be over Zoom, and you have to make sure that your cats know how to use Zoom.
Excellent.
I actually moved into an apartment back in Boston that was occupied by a crazy cat lady. And the landlord assured me that the carpets were cleaned, all the walls were cleaned. It was all just sort of deodorized, but it was an entity, the smell, the urine smell. It was an entity that kept growing and growing and growing, and there was nothing that could be done about it. It was in the floorboards, it was in the carpet, it was in the walls. We finally had to move.
So, Mrs. Withers, you will have to manage this, and we will be checking on you next week.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation.
I'm a cat educator. It's my job to go in and educate these poor, uneducated cats. We need them to know what they're doing, where they're going in life, what the universe means to them. And by having a well-educated cat, you will have a much happier life because they will understand you better and you will understand them better.
I'm a cat, and I flunked out of cat education school. I tried. I really tried. I really did. But everything they said didn't make sense. They said, when you eat a mouse, don't eat the head first because everything gets messy. But that's how I do it instinctively. I tried everything they said, and I couldn't remember because they were saying uncatful things, and I failed repeatedly.
I'm Superintendent Ralph Crenson. I'm superintendent of District 503 of the Animal Education Districts. And I've got to tell you, I have a lot of trouble finding qualified teachers. Everyone's focused on kids, kids, kids. But what about the animals? It's so hard to get well-educated animal teachers. And now what happens? People are turning to home education. They're pulling their animals out of animal school. Our district is going to be in the red this year unless we can get some good teachers in here fast.
Well, yeah, my name's Larry Stenson, and I have four children of my own. And the other day, my wife was walking outside with the groceries on the ice because it's winter here in Connecticut, and she slipped and fell. And I thought my children were going to go out and help her, but they didn't. They laughed. They laughed at her. And then when I said, go do something, stop laughing, You know what they did? They made snowballs and threw them at their poor mom, laying out there on the ground. Where have I gone wrong? Kids today. Ugh.
And my name is Connie Smith, and I have a cat that graduated at the top of her class. As a matter of fact, she went out and got a job as a movie star, and now she's supporting me in the style that I want to become accustomed to.
I'm Dr. Hannah Barrymore. I specialize in treating cat bites, cat scratches, other ailments produced by cats. I find that cats these days are very, very grumpy. I suggest their owners go back to work.
I'm Sylvia Sanderson, shelter director in the greater Boston area. These cat education dropouts are getting dropped off in our shelter in droves. None of them are spayed and neutered. They're reproducing like crazy. These cats are too embarrassed to go home after they drop out of the cat education. The owners have to accept that their cat might not be the smartest claw on the paw.
Call up Josh. But Superintendent, I've been working very hard with these cats. I mean, we've made so much progress. I mean, their grades have improved.
Yes, yes. You know, I've seen minor improvements, but we have behavioral problems. Biting, giving false signals of affection. These issues really need to be dealt with. It's not just the facts that these cats need. They need to be well socialized.
I believe that should be taken care of in the home, and that the education piece is mine. I mean, their grasp of Shakespeare has been phenomenal.
Look, I appreciate, I have to admit, the school play that you put on last year was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
Really, that was the best animal Hamlet I have ever seen. I agree. But on the other hand, discipline is very important, and we must balance those.
Calling up Rima. You know, my problem is, even though I'm domesticated, I'm really attracted to alley cats.
Forsooth, to be or not to be, that it to breed or not to breed, that is the question. What do you say, baby? Whether 'tis nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous garbage or to have fun in the alley. What do you say?
That's what I say. Too much education spoils the alley cat.
Absolutely, babe. You see that window over there? Just slither out and I'll meet you right under it.
Bring in Judy. Listen, I know you guys make an excellent faux coat, but I want the original thing. I want links. I want minks. I want people to throw paint at me. I want to provoke people. Can you do that for me?
I'm sorry, we really can't. PETA just doesn't allow us to, but if you really want to go that way, we can change the tag that says no cats are harmed to cats are harmed, and then they will think that it is the real coat, and they will throw that paint at you.
Now you're moving in the right direction, but if...
Calling up Jackie.
So I was in the market.
Jackie.
I saw a woman lying there on the ground. Clearly she had fallen, and people were throwing snowballs at her coat, at her cat fur coat.
I have to say, that's terrible.
That seems
Terrible. But I don't treat human misbehavior. I deal with cat errors.
I mean, I think they pushed her down because of her coat. How do they know it was cat?
Oh, are you suggesting a cat played a role?
Keep Jackie.
I think a cat knocked her down.
Yes, you have qualified as a movie star in the movie, but you've been hanging around with the wrong crowd, and I'm going to have to terminate your contract. You could have been a star cat in this whole series of movies. The cat comes again. 1, 2, and 3, but you started hanging around with the trashy alley cats behind the studio, and they're unacceptable.
Oh, but it shows my range. Shows my acting range.
Tag out, Peg, keep Jackie. Meow. Listen. Meow. We're the crowd you want to hang out with.
Yeah, baby, I sure do.
Us alley cats know how to have a good time.
I want to make purring sounds with you. I want to scream in the alley with you.
Call up Roe. I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't understand what you're talking about. These floors, these carpets smell fine to me. I don't smell a thing here.
Don't smell it.
No, I think there were only 1 or 2 cats here, and she kept a litter box in the bathroom, and I mean, she did a very good job with them.
I have to have this deodorized. I can't live here with this cat smell.
I think it's probably your nose, not the carpet. I think you have issues.
Perhaps I have issues with my nose, but perhaps I'd better move.
Well, that's fine. You'll lose your deposit, though, ma'am. You're muted, Rima.
I am a very hard to hear person because I speak quietly. I come into homes. I'm a professional deodorizer. I have a company where I come into homes and I say, it smells awful. It smells like cat piss. But for a small price, with a discount coupon, I'll be happy to remove the smell with incredibly toxic chemicals, but it won't smell like cat piss anymore.
You're hired.
I am a fur coat made of cat fur, but not skinned cats. I am very one of a kind and very important and worth a lot of money. And people want me. Except those PETA people. They still don't like me. I just want to be liked. I just want to be loved.
I am a pawn shop. I've seen many a coat arrive in here. Ah, those people, they've come a long way down. But some of those coats, I'll tell you, they've got paint on them. How do you get paint on a coat? And some of those coats, I don't know what the hell they're made out of. But the guy who owns me, he's got a pretty sharp eye. They can't pass too much over on him. But I could swear that coat in the corner looks like cat to me.
I am a trash can in the alley behind, and the stories I could tell about what goes on here, my goodness, the carrying on of all these cats around and how they mess around with each other. I mean, it's disgusting. It could be an X-rated movie, for sure.
Hi, I'm the script to Cat Comes Again 5. I tell you, I got no self-respect. I got no substance. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm rich. I'm loaded. Utterly predictable. No weight. But I am rich. And people love me.
Meow. The cilia in a sensitive nose. Those little cat pee odors get trapped in me and I can't stand it. I can't shake it off. I can't think of anything else. I have delicate cilia.
I am disciplined. People need me and they hate me. They want it in other people. They want it in their pets. But they get very nervous when it's their turn.
I am affection. You can have me from a dog, from a baby, from a lover, from a bird that becomes familiar with you, but you will never get me from a cat if you seek me there.
I am miscommunication. Sometimes our children express their love for us in the strangest of ways, wishing we would be paintballed or hitting us with snowballs. And likewise, our cats, they scratch, they bite, they nuzzle up against us. We do our best to know what the children mean, to know what the cats mean, but we never really know.
And that's our show, folks. Come on back, team. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Yay!
Thank you, the Naked Mitten.
Thanks, everyone.
Everybody. Did you all introduce yourselves already, like individually?
Did.
All right. So thank you for coming out. You all could have spent your Valentine's evening with anybody else, but you chose to spend this portion of it with the Naked Mitten and the Follies Vintage Improv Festival. Thanks you so much. Thanks to our wonderful tech director. Hang on there. You're going to see more of his great work, because coming up next is the Jeff Michalski Show. Bye-bye, everybody.